Hello, folks. This is RCT2, and today, for the first time, I am recording from home, and it's a bit unusual for me since I'm now used to walking the dog and being outside and hearing the wind and so on. Hopefully, for you, the audio quality will be better. I'll try to um, be as comfortable as I was. Um, but you can see that today we're building a reverse freefall coaster, and it's actually the very first time that I'm building this coaster. I don't think I have ever done it in my life prior to that, and for a few reasons. Mostly, as I've said in, I believe, the first video or second, um, I'm not used to this. I believe this is a weird American coaster design that I don't think I have ever seen in Europe. So I have never been on such a ride, and so I'm not close to this kind of coaster, and I had no need, no desire to build one in the past. But I'm building it in this park for two reasons. Reason number one is I want to try new things and get out of my comfort zone. Three reasons actually, because reason number two is that if I'm not mistaken, the Freefall reverse coaster is the first coaster that Flux Trans built in the first episode of his mega park, or maybe the second episode or something. And so it's a nice little homage to him. And the third reason is because it's a complete straight line, so it allows me to follow the composition of the train station and go right in the middle of two paths. And I kind of like that idea of having a straight coaster go along this road. So those are the three reasons why I do it. You can see that the train station is actually going right over the launch of the coaster and then taking a right. And I'm gonna make it so the turn happens inside the building. You're gonna see I will build some kind of smallish church in sort of three buildings, separated in three buildings along the line. Very fun design. I quite enjoyed working on it. And I especially like the connection it has with the train station. And right now I'm saying, since I'm recording from home, I'm actually watching the footage as I'm commenting, and I can sort of react on it a bit more, so that's interesting. Um, anyway, it was a bit difficult to you see I love this design, man. I managed to find these half loops of fences, and if you put two of them together it can create sort of an entry hole for the ride to go through, and I think it looks really nice, so I'm gonna use this kind of design a lot throughout the park because I like it, and it makes it look very neat and tidy, and it's great. Sometimes it gets a little buggy because um, pieces of scenery sort of overlap together and there is some glitching going on. And if you guys have a solution for that, I'm all ears. And if you don't, then we'll just deal with it. uh, one one thing I would do differently if I could start over. Oh, there's my dog coming to say hi. Say hi, dog. Sorry, I'm busy, little doggo. Um, One thing I would do differently if I could is I would change the spacing of the composition of the building. It's a weird mix between something that's geometric and symmetrical without really being sort of well spaced. You know, there is one building for the station, then there is an open space where the launch happens, then you go through a second building, um, then between the second building and the third building, there is sort of indoors bridge kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. And the space between the three buildings is not even. The first space is slightly bigger. I believe it's exactly 2 tiles bigger. Um, and in retrospective, it kind of annoys me. It should have been, I believe, either exactly the same space, with the variation of being open and closed would have made it something kind of nice, or a bit bigger, but I think I should have made it the same space because I'm going for a symmetrical build and symmetrical design with the three buildings. Like the two ends of the building will have sort of a small tower with purple glass, and I really like this design, by the way, and I'm gonna talk probably about it a bit more later. And since it's symmetrical design, I think the space should match a bit more. It's just a bit off, and it drives me a bit mad, but I'm too lazy to spend 30 minutes to fix it, because I would have to destroy everything and redo it again, and boy am I lazy. So we're stuck with it. It's okay, it's not like a nightmare visually, just it's a tiny detail that drives me a bit mad. But here you can see the design with the glass, and I'm very happy with it because as I was building, I knew this was already my third or fourth build with the orange and green color scheme, and I knew I needed something new, something to make it interesting, different, and I didn't know what. And so I don't remember how, but I had the idea of using the big glasses panels, and I think it made something very interesting that has much more room to breathe. It looks a bit more modern, a bit more contemporary, but maybe it made me think of like Art Nouveau or something like that, with the big glasses and big ironworks. So I think it looks great, and I'm gonna use a bit more glass in some other places in the park, because of course, right now, as I'm recording this audio, the whole neighborhood around this church is pretty much finished. And as I've called in the previous video, it's gonna be sort of a holy themed neighborhood with a cathedral and like a religious themed ride. And I don't remember the first name I gave to this reversed freefall launcher, but the last name I have for it, I believe, is Reach for the Sky or something like that. And maybe I should have made it funnier with something like you know, because the ride goes up very quickly and kind of far. So to me there is this idea that you're maybe either launching your spirit after your death towards heaven, like that's a funny concept, or maybe you're just reaching for the higher spirits in the sky or whatever. But there's this theme of going up in the sky, and you can of course trace it to something religious or spiritual. So this gave me the idea of making the whole neighborhood sort of holy themed. And so the next roller coaster that I build is the 4-dimension coaster, which I believe I called Angel Wings, because it kind of looks like wings going on along the tracks. You know, if you look at the car of the train. But so that's nice. The whole neighborhood is almost finished. We have a lot to catch on, and I don't know if I'm gonna do 1 or 2 videos, because the coaster Angel Wings that I built in this neighborhood is kind of big. It takes a whole lot of places. It kind of goes around the whole neighborhood, the whole quarter. So it's quite big. And since it's big, the way it's themed and the way I worked with the scenery was very gradual, because I added lots of shops and plazas and other smaller rides around it and between it and everywhere in the neighborhood. And the Angel Wings roller coaster kind of goes above and through and around all the rides, and so the building process all happened pretty organically all together. Oh shit, the video is over. So yeah, we'll see next time, 1 or 2 videos. We'll see how it goes, but it's gonna be fun, beautiful. See you guys next time. Have fun. Kisses.